What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. In solo queue and team play especially, rotations are a huge part of the game and can decide multiple objectives between the two teams. Let's get started. For those who don't know, rotation is when your team as a group goes from one objective to another in an attempt to outposition the enemy team and end up with some objectives. Now when it comes to rotations, you need to consider both your positioning and your opponent's positioning, and two major elements that take place: pressure and open spaces. The positioning aspect isn't too complicated. If someone shows bottom, it means they aren't top, and so your team can go top and try to take the tower, things like that. The only positioning that really sets up rotations is when someone isn't with the rest of the team, and because of this, rotating properly without your whole team is very difficult. In addition, we have pressure and open spaces. Rotations in general are all about taking advantage of open spaces, by making your opponent have poor positioning on the map, making it difficult for them to respond. They go somewhere, and then you take advantage of that time they are there to go do something else. So how do you create these open spaces? Through pressure, of course. By pressuring an area, it forces your opponents to react in some way. They may try to trade objectives, but most likely they will go to defend that area. This pressure causes your opponents to go to the area that is pressured, meaning that you are able to take advantage somewhere else. By doing something such as pushing a lane or anything that forces your opponents to go somewhere through pressure, you create an open space. You can then rotate to that open area and try to take the objective there, depending on how fast your opponents respond. If they respond slowly, it's a free objective. But if they respond immediately, guess what? You just applied pressure and created another open space somewhere else on the map. You can continue with this, trying to outmaneuver and outposition your opponents until you take some objectives, or it's likely for a teamfight to happen. If a teamfight happens, especially during a rotation, it can easily catch you out and lead to some pretty poor positioning. So don't try constant rotations for too long, as they can be countered by initiating a fight. And when it comes to reacting to your opponent's rotations, you need to think what you want to get out of the situation. If you just want to hold your objectives, just react accordingly and defend. Just be sure to react and rotate quickly. However, if you think you can gain something positive out of the situation, you could perhaps try a counter push or a counter rotation where you go somewhere else on the map and ignore the opponents entirely. If you take your objective faster or can overwhelm your opponents with significantly greater pressure, you can easily end up on top and force them to rotate to you. However, that only really works if your team as a whole is ahead. In general, you just want to try to predict your opponent's movements and react accordingly based on what you're trying to get out of the situation. And I think that just about covers it. My name is Jeremy, and that's it for my video on rotations. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out some of my others on the screen right now, or stay connected at facebook.com/gamingcurios. Drop a like and make sure to subscribe for some more awesome content in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.